Hi there. My name is Loren Heistad. I am the author to Homecoming. Today is the 10-year anniversary from the day I first started gathering people, trying to make them understand the biblical entanglement I've been in for a very long time. Struggling today with what to do. I've got a lot of anniversaries this year. it would seem to be, because when you are in alignment with the cycles of time, they do all start coming together. That's just how it works. I wasn't sure what to do today, even with my day. Not coming on here, I just mean with my day. Wandered around the yard for a bit. Started to do some chores around the house and just trying to find peace with where things are in my life. I was watching my videos like I do when I'm looking for guidance. That's not out of arrogance. I watch my own videos because I can feel and see messages that I'm leaving for myself. That's true. And today I started on chapter 36, Soulful Harmony. It's the day I explain my day in the valley, the day of visions, of experiences that I had that day. The funny thing about that is that it was just visions. I mean, I experienced it, and I went through some very large physical upheavals that day. But in essence, it was visions of what was yet to come. And how it ended, as I was lifting myself out of that valley of darkness, was to fear not and to lift my voice. When it got to the part in my book where I say evolving your soul works, I want to read you what it says. My name is Loren Heistad, and I have been experiencing the biblical book of Revelation in real time for the past 4 years. Now I'm dealing with 14. And I also say, more recently, the book of Isaiah. That's escalated too. Now we're dealing with Revelation, Isaiah, Daniel, Jeremiah, Genesis. Now I continue with what the book says. not because I have wanted to, not because I have been familiar with the biblical accounts and wanted a deeper understanding of their meaning. Not because I consider myself religious or Christian. No. And certainly not because I have aspired to connect or become a part of this rare prophesied time. I just am. Literally, to this day, I just am. I have come to accept my reality simply because it is a very, very unique part of my own soul works. Truth. Truth. I have also come to understand, as I've always said, that my accounts are not an individual reflection of greatness, nor an act of independence. They are a reflection of the collective force at work, and an indication of the divine greatness held within all peoples. Despite my realities that continue to unfold, I do not consider myself any more special or connected to these times of change than you are. I believe the second coming is all about people becoming more aware of and connecting to the divine aspect of love that is within them. It is time to truly grasp the teachings behind the statement, "The kingdom of God is within you." What my accounts, and they're long and lengthy, what my accounts should be utilized for is to establish that we are in fact living within these prophesied times of change. What we do collectively with this awareness and how we continue to evolve is up to each individual and their ability to consciously co-create a more peaceful and balanced existence. As my journey continues to unfold, I can't help but feel compassion and understanding for all the prophets of the past who have seen visions and then worked against the grain to recognize and convey these miraculous encounters and insights, often misunderstood and misrepresented throughout time. These individuals of our past put their lives and reputations on the line to bring collective awareness to the bigger picture and to help change the world. I strive to do the same, regardless of my fears. My saving grace is the comfort in knowing we live in different times. So even though my observations, teachings, healings, and experiences may upset the general masses. We no longer live in times where I can be hung on a cross or burned at the stake. Thanks be. Okay. And so I rise. Moving to chapter 48. Originally the first chapter in my book, Mastering Your Soul Works. Let me be very clear. Very, very clear. To those who bravely hear my words and feel my truth. I'm not here to defend my title. Argue the detailed events that have shaped my entire life. Prove myself worthy to anybody but myself. Debate my experiences or judge anyone in this world. I'm here to drop the veil, bring the truth to the surface, close the biblical era, and be the messenger of change I have most certainly been anointed to be. I have lived, experienced, and understood the meaning behind the 1260-day prophecy within the book of Daniel, the 1290, 1335, 2300, 2550 day, 70 weeks, 2,625 days, 490 weeks, and the list goes on and on, including 2 sets of timelines. My personal one, which I originally wrote about, and the global one, as I came here online to finish fulfilling that end of my bargain. Fact. Never off by even one single day. Not even one. The events that have transpired within my life has always been, and continue to be, straight by that old book. A feat almost beyond comprehension. Considering those events are fully accounted for in days, weeks, months, events, and physical manifestations documented over 2,500 years ago. Do you grasp? Do you grasp? The chances of my personal events falling directly into alignment with those obscure numbers, and my first hearing the reference on the exact days I fulfilled them, let alone consider the odds of every single one of those dates and timelines making sense in my life. It is truly breathtaking. It is. When I think about the magnitude of that reality and the divine plan clearly in motion behind the scenes to make that alignment possible. Every single time I believe I must have fulfilled or exhausted all written and oral words about this era in my involvement in it, even to this day. Today, even to this day, I miraculously encounter yet another aspect I did not know existed. What I have exhausted over the past years of personal transformation are my doubts. At this point, I'd be completely naive to dismiss my encounters instead of finding the courage and trust to believe in what has transpired and move forward. That's what I'm stuck on. How to move forward. Well, I've built a bridge. I built a bridge between the biblical texts and new beginnings. I do call it homecoming. And it's not my homecoming. It's the world coming home to the divine essence held within. The bridge is there. You can use it if you want to. You can find another way. But the biblical era needs to end. It does. I always get stuck on that part. Here's the thing. See, when I first started gathering people to talk about my connection to prophecy, it was to acknowledge that I knew I was here and that I had fulfilled components of that. Now, 10 years later, I've fulfilled more of that than I ever know what to do with. And I know I can't force people to look at my work. And I know I've already opened my books as wide open as I could possibly get them. And I know that the timeline is wrapping up. Of which I'm very grateful for. So why do I keep showing up? Well, sometimes I think it's just because I need my own closure from it. To prove that I haven't wasted all these years of my life chasing a biblical alignment that didn't need to be a part of my life. But I know that's not true. Sometimes I think it's so that maybe I get something back for all the time I've invested on trying to turn this page. But I've known for years I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing it for the freedom of clearing my name. From what? From the responsibility? From feeling like I have to save the world? I know I don't have to save the world. I 100% believe in each and every person on this planet and their capability to activate and evolve and master their own divine plan held from within. To ensure not any more generations get dragged through this old biblical narrative or spend their time in waiting for someone or something to arrive outside of themselves. Well, fun fact, we're here on free will, so I can't make people move into that. They have to decide that their own path is worth that enlightenment process. So I don't think I roll into town for that recognition, for people to see or hear me, to save anybody, or to make anyone move through the biblical era sooner than they want to. I think it's because I need the physical closure. This is beyond some inner battle going on in my mind for the last 14 plus years. This isn't that I've been trying to gather people into that understanding since 2016 when I first started gathering people. I think that I've spent lifetimes doing this. This isn't a second coming. This is she's never left this realm. I've never stopped trying. I probably never will. Is that because I'm sacrificing my life for others? No. It's because that's what I was born to do. in this life as the Wren Heistad. I came into this world with that knowledge already there. I've had vision after vision my entire life, culminating to this very moment in time. So it's not a singular day of arrival. Are you kidding me? I've been showing up and showing up and showing up. The question is, when will I stop? Hmm. I think I would travel to the ends of the earth and back, over and over and over again, to make people understand how divinely magnificent we are. I don't think I will ever lose faith in humanity. I don't think I will ever discourage people to stop following their heart and dream and life path. But we do have free will. And it is your move. But this isn't just a chess game. This is divine grace stepping into the world on a collective level. And this is truly a game I hope we all win. Even if it just takes one step at a time. You're worth it.